Alright, welcome back. And first thing out of the way, sorry for my mistake earlier in forgetting to do the IHL part of the changelog. So, let's get this out of the way straight away. And that is wooden buckets for IHL rubber sap and spruce resin fluids were added. Also added creosote-like torches recipes for them. So I made me a wooden bucket, and we're going to take a look at these. So first off, you'll see that there is spruce tree resin wooden bucket and rubber tree sap wooden bucket. So for the rubber tree sap, you can actually pull this right out of these rubber tree sap gathering sacks, and there you go. Other than it pops up into your inventory instead of in your hand. And this is a nice early way of making torches. You can see the uses here. You can get 6 torches out of wool and a stick, or treated stick, polished stick, or sealed stick. And you can also use this stuff in a coagulator. You get 2 nuggets out of it this way. And then you also have the centrifuging recipe for 567 of it, for 140 liters of latex, 240 liters of glue, 100 liters of water, 50% chance at a sticky resin, and then tiny wood pulp. Then there's also the evaporator, which is an IHL machine that takes some type of burning fuel, for 200 millibuckets of tree sap for 1 sticky resin. And then an electric evaporator, which takes electricity, but for some reason it's not craftable. So early on, what you can do is use a coagulator here, and put it in there. You just need to use a funnel to do so. I'm trying to remember now where I put my funnel. No idea. Go borrow one of Crazy's real quick. She won't mind. Hopefully she won't mind. So we'll just borrow this one right here. I'm sure if I put it back, she won't mind too awful much. And the nice thing with this is you can put it into, it's considered a simple fluid, I do believe. So you can put it into wooden barrels, which we're going to try right now. This one should be empty. I had latex in it earlier. Let's see here. Check to make sure. And one other thing that I did find out that I also forgot, because apparently I am spacing today badly, is that mercury cannot go into wooden pipes. It emits like a gas, but it can go in sealed wood pipes. Alright, so we put that in there. It'll come down into here when we do that. And then it'll turn into 2 nuggets. So there you go. That is how you use your, I gotta go put this away, your rubber tree sap in a wooden bucket. Like I said, nice way of making torches and even get a little bit of rubber early on. Take this back to crazy. Now there's also spruce resin, and I'll show you how you get that as soon as I drop this off. It's very similar to the rubber tree sap. You just make sure that there's leaves above it. Hopefully this is right. If not, crazy will tell me. Do believe that was the right one. Has to be leaves above the sack. Put it on the tree. Just like with rubber trees, because spruce trees don't have them, it does not have to be on one of these little sap collecting things. I always thought it did, and I was informed I was wrong and found out for sure that I was. So you just take this here, you put it on, and from what I've been told, these are very, very slow. Have not looked into this myself, but you'll see that it is collecting resin there. And if we look at the, let's see, spruce tree resin here, you can use it same way to make torches. And then you also have the cryogenic distiller from IHL, which will make turpentine and distilled water, and a chemical reactor from IHL, which will be glycerol with it and gives out cabling color. I can't even try to pronounce that stuff. And that stuff is used for making this pulp mica stuff, which is then in turn used to make mica foil in a paper machine. And this is used for a few machines, like there's a mica plate, which Gregtech added to the compressor. And then you use these things for like capacitors and vacuum switches, rectifier, transformer, Hall sensor, and battery switches, switch unit, and vacuum induction melting furnace. Aha. So all kinds of things you do with this stuff. So if you're going to get into IHL, good idea to start this early. Might even want to do a few of them. The bags also output automatically to the bottom, so you should have no problem with piping it out. I did notice that it does take a couple seconds for it to empty. It's not an immediate thing. I was thinking that it hadn't worked when I set it up in the stream one day and tried it in the new IHL testing world I have, and it definitely is outputting to the bottom. So that is the IHL stuff that I forgot. Now let's get on to what I wanted to get done today. I want to set up a couple mixers, and I do know for sure that there's one thing I need to take with me, and that is one piece of vanadium pentoxide. These mixers are for sulfuric acid. I have been running my roaster here and getting a lot of sulfur dioxide in here, and I want to make sulfuric acid. So I'm going to have to run some water over here in a few minutes, but for right now we're just going to get this set up. So I have liquid fuel burning boxes. These are full of creosote, as we have but tons of creosote we need to get rid of. So we're going to go ahead and use those. Put the boilers on here, and then break these out here. And we have the 2 turbines. Now, mixers will take their power in from the bottom, but I want to move these out just a little bit. And you'll see why here in just a second. So we need one there and one there. I'm going to put both of them out here. And then we will put 2 turbines up on top. Turn them in an upwardly direction. Connect them up like this. And I'm actually going to put these both down here because I need to keep an eye on it right now. And most of this processing will be done down here except for the bath, which will be upstairs. So now what we need to do here, make me a little staircase here, is we need the first one, which will be coming from this pipe or from that tank. So we're going to make it this one, which needs to go in the left, and the fluid will come out the back. And then so actually I want to turn this one this way. So the pipe will go in through this wall here. It's going to automatically come out the back. So, darn it. So I want to put this one facing this direction. That way it will automatically go right in. Now, if we look at sulfuric dioxide here, which is this stuff here, it will go in a mixer with either platinum or vanadium pentoxide to make sulfur trioxide. So that's going to be our first one. And then the sulfur trioxide will go with water or distilled water to make sulfuric acid. So we are going to put this in here. So making sulfur dioxide with the pentoxide, that'll make our trioxide. So now all I'm going to have to do is hook water up here, which if you look at the mixer, you can also put fluids in through the top. So I will be running a distilled water line down to right there into the top of it. That'll be how I get the water in, and I'll use distilled water because we have but tons of it. And Crazy is actually using the salt water out there to make salt. So we want to make as much distilled water as possible, because if you use Pam's, you will know that she pretty much wants everybody to have a heart attack in Minecraft because everything has water or salt. Duh. So even butter, and that's the main thing that's Crazy's wanting the salt for right now, is butter. So we keep this thing running as often as possible. Crazy has her own over there for creating it from the seawater. That's my sluice there. So let's go upstairs and take a look at this. Now, the one thing is for the sulfuric acid that's going to be coming out of this, we need to make sure that that goes through a stainless steel pipe. So Junior's going to have to get me one of those made tomorrow. So we'll finish setting that up tomorrow. But the bath here, you'll see the fluids can go in top and left. And then items will go in the left, out the right is how we're going to set this up. Oh, wait a minute. No, top and bottom is how we're going to set it up. So we're going to put this here. Yeah, I think that's how I want to do it. Items in top, out the bottom, fluids in top and left. So we're actually going to have the sulfuric acid come right in through here. So it'll run right up through here, and we'll just do another one of these wall bulges out a little bit right here, like I did over there, because nobody really sees the backside of my building, so who cares? So that's how it's going to be, except for the stainless steel pipe that we need, because sulfuric acid is an acid, and it's the only pipe that can handle it. And then we will have to put a way of getting all the things out of here. If you look here, let's see if I can find a sulfuric acid one somewhat quickly. It's Aquaresia, which we'll be setting up as well, but it will be a little bit. So sulfuric acid in a bath is going to give us a vitriol of some color and hydrogen. So we're going to have to pump both of these out of here, and they're going to be coming out this right side here and then be going back down and to the rest of the tanks that we are in the process of getting built down there. So we're not going to be able to use this a whole lot right now until we can actually get the tanks built. But I wanted to get this part done so we can actually get the sulfuric acid made and make some more room for some more of the sulfur dioxide stuff, because like I said, I've been running a whole lot of stuff here. But that's the basics of our setup here and how we're going to set it up this time. Hope that helps for anybody that's looking to set one of these up. Sulfuric acid baths are really, really nice. Gives you a little extra from processing things. It's also great way to get hydrogen. I'm going to be mainly running this Tetra through there as soon as I get it set up. So we will get from one Tetra, we will get a refined Tetra, a 50% chance at 3 tiny refined Tetra, blue vitriol, and hydrogen. And the blue vitriol, 2 runs of Tetra will give us a copper, sulfur dust, and oxygen. So really nice way of doing it. You are going to need a medium voltage electrolyzer to electrolyze this. And remember, this is a acid, so it also has to go through stainless steel pipes. even though it doesn't say it there. It definitely is, at least from what Greg said. So that is it for today. Try to get the rest of this set up hopefully tomorrow on the live stream if we get some more stainless steel made. I know Junior's in the process of making our extruder right now, so we can make pipes a little bit easier without beating up every tool we have in the shop, because we've been breaking wrenches and hammers and bending cylinders like crazy. And also that way we can make disposable lighters as soon as we get a canning machine set up. So thanks for watching, everybody. Again, sorry about missing the IHL thing in the update video. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. And have a good one.